But welcome in, everyone. We've got a long day ahead of us, so let's get started. We have our first matchup, which will be Nyx versus Forsaken. Both teams currently up 1-0 now. Have gotten off to quite a good start this tournament. Nyx taking down Celestial last week in a 2-1. And Forsaken taking down MB in 2-0. But to introduce the sets will be my co-caster, Monkey Reg, or as some of the old people know him, Peps.
Yeah, what's up? Good to see you. Keen to see the lineup of games we have today. Obviously, Nyx versus Forsaken happening right now. The Quentin Hermes in the chase. Just trying to play as safe as possible. So you actually might have a potential smash hit there, which is getting a bit of nice value, trying to get that back to the pillar pallet. And now just kind of seeing if they can make it over to this pallet. Jim not quite going to be able to actually get in front of him there with the body block, but doing a really good job at the moment.
Yeah, boosted off to a solid start. No free downs yet, but we were able to secure a down there as we just slid into the pallet with a effectively perfect body block. That's just a great show of skill for how this killer can be utilized. We do see boosted will take the first hook here in mid-map, and we'll be looking for the double here, which we do know is occurring in the background, and it looks like we've actually found a single here. So we are going to be finding what I assume is the ace is nearby. We do find Lyriel just around the corner. We are going to decide to defer the chase for just a second or two as we go for the look. And we get a very quick tap there. Lyriel will be taking the Ghoul power and taking the chase towards Shaq. Won't be continuing this one, but we're going to get a free bit of Call of Brian value as we do have to watch for the men in the background. And I can see that this... Oh, we've also taken another hit onto our Renato player here, who will be taking our second hit of mend. So we're off to a pretty strong start. However, this is very, very common for the Ghoul here. It is very, very often that you see a lot of quick hits come out early. And this game is going to be no exception as we try and get around the car filler there, but will not end up working in our favor. We are going to take the down onto it, and we'll be seeing the chase go towards bottom as we find the first gen of the game has been popped.
Yeah, first gen of the game popped for one down slash hook, so not too bad actually to come back and get it back on the pace where they want to be, but unfortunately the Quentin Hermes will be spotted here at the jungle gym, and if they go down, this could potentially be pretty catastrophic in terms of for the tunnel out in this game. Hermes is going to try to break away, trying to do a bit of a window fake there, but not going to matter as they're going to be going down from boosted, and they actually have the basement to come into play here potentially, and they're going to be able to utilize that as we do see some progress on the gens. No, they're going to be navigating over towards a hook close by to this generator, which is not a bad idea considering it's pretty easy to defend, pretty close proximity. Immediately dashing, getting an immediate hit. Really nicely played there from boosted.
Yeah, great use of the third dash there. Wolf will be taking their first damage state of the game and heading towards the top map, heading towards 1 as we see boosted. Instead, look towards 10 here. We do find Lyriel a little bit out of position. No. We take a very quick down there with a little bit of help from a body block, and that is going to be a free hook state effectively as we put a significant amount of pressure on the game. We've got no one left healthy, very few people left that can take the extra cool hit, and we have just unhooked Hermes, who will be on second as well. So we do have our option for the tunnel out. We decide to go for Wolf instead, heading up towards towards 10, sorry, stopping this 10 gen from getting completed as we see go straight back into the locker and takes the down. That is going to be the first down for Wolf. We were looking towards Shaq, possibly looking back towards the tunnel out, but I think we're in a really, really strong spot here to take the down onto Wolf, and we have a crazy amount of pressure this game. This has been quite a good early game from boosted, but all it takes is one good chase from the survivor team to fix that, and it absolutely can be done.
Oh, I wouldn't say not only just a chase, but they're gonna have to get some resets going at some point here. Everyone being injured, especially the way Booster's been playing this game with the dashes. I mean, they could end the chase here very, very quickly and abruptly if they're not careful. Nice breakaway there, actually. I'm pretty sure with the live. It's going to be able to utilize that distance, but Cam not going to be able to make that pallet, unfortunately. And this is just such high tempo play. Booster playing with a lot of confidence, going for very fast downs here and just cycling the survivors consistently as they use that last pain res stack. So in terms of progression, can't really get halted as much as it was prior, but does still have that Call of Brian and an eruption to utilize towards the back end of this game. Even though it can be procced only a number of times, I think it's 8 times per generator, can have like a bit of an instance of damage. But boosted, gonna be edge map here on the Z wall. We all know that this tile is the best in the game, as Wolf gonna be going down, and we've just seen this the entire game, just bouncing around the map to survivor, and just getting these down so fast.
Yeah, and the fact that we've seen all 4 Scourge hooks, we've just had such an active start to the game. It's only really been going for a couple minutes, but we've already seen 6 hooks on the board as well, and we've only been able to get 1 gen done. As you said, we have run out of Scourge hooks, so that does limit our resources a little bit, but I don't really think it matters too much. We're in such a strong position now where we're going to get Call of Brine value regardless. So we do see Cam will be taking the next chase here, running towards 1. We actually opt not to continue the assault as we head up towards 12 to stop a gen currently being progressed, looking for more Call of Brine value, and has access to Eruption as well, which we can see by a lot of gens on the map, which are highlighted in yellow. Lirio, once again out of position, will receive a very quick down there in the 11 corner, and will be taken back towards mid. So we have most of our survivors on the 3rd hook at this moment, or 3rd hook available at this moment. And we have so many options for who to tunnel out. It's going to be a 3v1 game in the next minute or so at the most, just because of how active we've been playing. And unless we're at the wrong side of the map, then we're in a great spot. But Wolf will be getting body blocked here. Only just goes down through the shack pallet, and we'll be taking this straight towards a hook. And that is the start of the 3v1. As I said, it was a minute. Wasn't even that. Maybe 20 seconds.
Yeah, no, this is such high tempo gameplay from Boost. They can't even keep up here with the health stats, just being consistently injured. I mean, you kind of just have to play injured, just hope you have an insane chase to try and bring it back somehow, as you said earlier on. But Hermes going to be trying to go for yet another window fake, a little nod coming up there from Boosted. Not quite going to work. Boosted's a bit of a seasoned veteran when it comes to killer gameplay, so those little techs aren't really going to work too well, as Boosted going to be getting the pick. And this is going to be the second survivor going to death here, so the rest of the survivors here are just pretty much going to have to see if they can send it. I was going to say on this last generator, potentially being doubled there, just to ensure that it gets done possibly, but Boosted making their way over to this generator to apply that Call of Brine Eruption. I mean, they've almost got down to 1 generator, considering how many hook states and health states have bled this game. Another reset coming through here, finally getting that first reset in what feels like for like 5 or so minutes.
Yeah, I was about to say, it seems like a very late decision to be doing a reset now, but we have decided to commit to it. Cam will be taking another damage state. Literally, I'm assuming is nearby, but Cam's going to need to have a go-to chase to actually have any chance of getting a generator done here, as we still have Call of Brine that is ticking away in the background. So any gens that would have been kicked a while ago will be completely done by Call of Brine. Cam able to drop this 2 pallet. We'll be heading up to the 1 TNL, seeing we can drag this chase out. It's been going for about 20 seconds now. It's enough for about a quarter of a gen. Not enough to finish, though. We could opt to leave at any time as well, but we still continue the chase onto Cam. We'll be trying to get our 3rd rush value. It's going to come down to a 50 here. I think we might be getting hit through it anyway. Ooh. But no, we're just able to make it. And in our mind, we might be considering leaving here, but Boosted still continuing the chase onto our Renato, and will be getting the down group.
The Eruption. The Eruption proccing on that generator. I think it was that one over towards the opposite corner. And it procced probably just before it got complete. Yeah, that would have been so close. As going to be seeing the Ghoul make their way over here. And I think that Eruption proc is just barely going to be enough, as it looks like it's going to be a 4K2. And that is also close. The Call of Brine plus Eruption over time, just barely allowing Boosted to get away with that last second generator, sorry. And 4K2 is a really strong stuff for Boosted here.
Yeah, 4K2 for almost any killer is a very strong result.
Yeah.
Was able to keep away the 3-gen 4K1 that a lot of people try and fight for, so a little bit unlikely that we'll be seeing a tie. Still could happen, but we will be going straight into the next half of the set, where we are going to be seeing Nyx move over to Survivor. So, oh sorry, no, Forsaken move over to Survivor.
Different there, as we did see Booster with a very identical build, except they did run that Call of Brine last time.
Yeah, I think Cam here maybe a little bit less confident in chase, does need that extra help from Bam, but we are going to see the first check towards the corner, gets a great first hit. We do find Wary stealthing, and this is pretty much the perfect start that we are looking for. See an early drop as well. Survivors are looking to just pop 4, so definitely in favor of the survivors here still, especially Wary running straight towards the corrupted gens. Will be taking chase in Shack. Does have Bamboozle gone as well. Wary actually looked like he tried to do the vault there, but we'll be seeing the Shack pallet drop. So this is already forced a resource. So we've already gotten good value out of Bamboozle for Shack to go pretty early. And 6 has become a lot weaker because of that. And we also see the first chase, which will be started on Enlightened.
Yeah, Enlightened will be entering the chase here. Taking that tag almost immediately, but yeah, as you said before, Bamboozle pretty much immediately getting value. You're going to be seeing the kick there. Applying that eruption for later, as they're going to be able to continue kind of roaming around the map here, applying a few injures. But at the end of the day, we've seen this before. You don't want to overcommit too much, just constantly tagging, because at the end of the day, everyone recovers. It's essentially reset the map. Although you have generated progress, so gonna be seeing another kick there onto the eruption with eruption onto that generator, and gonna be seeing a chase actually being initiated here onto the Claudette. Not gonna get onto the rock. They're accidentally actually latching onto the Claudette by the looks of it. Gonna be utilizing that Bamboozle on that main window. Should be getting a guaranteed tag. Almost, but no! I was about to say the Claudette ran in the corner, but not quite gonna be able to get too far in the corner, as they will be able to proc that damage state there. And Camp's just going to be continuing the chase.
See the chase continue towards 7 here. We have our Claudette, who will be taking a down very, very soon, unless we get dicked by ping, but we don't. We see Claudette does take the down. The bottom side of the map significantly weaker now. However, it's most likely that we are going to see Gen start popping soon. Scourge Hook is available to us, but it doesn't look like any of the actual Scourge hooks are around, and we have to go towards 8 instead, which will not give us any value. So we are going to keep our Scourge Hook for later in the game, which might be a blessing in disguise, but we do see that Wary will be taking another damage state here. We are looking for our second hook. We are fiending for it and seeing if we can catch Wary out of position, but we'll be on the other side of this quite strong car pillar. We're going to have to get very lucky with the body block, which we do not here, and instead we wait for the power. Wary almost taking it down there, but we are going to see it come through unless we miss, but no, we don't, and we do see Wary does take the down at 3, and we do have access to a Scourge Hook now. No gens are done, so we're probably going to get quite good value out of it, unless it popped in that second, and it did not. So we just shut down a gen, most likely sitting in around towards 90, 80, and we see that this one's on 50 as well. So we have made quite good progress. I imagine we still have progress on other generators, but the survivor team fully reset besides Wary, so we're in a very combative situation.
Yeah, it's pretty even state of the game, as you said. That Payra's going through. We had 2 generators at around 50%, then we have another solo at about 40%. So pretty decent gen progress across the board, which means this next chase could be pretty influential in the outcome of this game. Is going to be seeing Weary getting chased. Going to be the tunnel out here selection for Cam, as they will be able to make this fill a pallet. No, actually electing to die to the pallet, which means there probably should be another survivor nearby potentially for the save. But no, not going to be able to get in time there for the drop of the pallet. Actually, he didn't make it, but just getting body blocked, I'm pretty sure, from the killer POV there. So very unfortunate, as going to be seeing Cam being able to get this hook. Most likely Boost is going to be hanging around the hook, potentially looking for an opportunity to get this pull when they do this roam. But it's also a bit risky, because if you do pull pretty early and Cam makes their way back and Weird kind of gets caught off guard, it could be pretty catastrophic, as we do see a nice pre-stealth here. Pretty sure that might have been a Lightens gen. Not going to risk giving away that tag, and that's very, very important when it comes towards the back end of this game, because we're in a bit of a nice edge here. We have a few decently progressed generators. One of those actually have been regressed all the way down almost to 0 next to this hook, but we do see Ace here. 80% on this generator. Is climbing, is boosted, yep. Just going to be camping around that hook, and this is what I was talking about. I think it's really good here. They're kind of respecting the killer a bit, just buying as much time on the hook as possible. Pulling there early could have been pretty bad towards the back of this game, but going to be getting the pull for the tag, which is also very important, as we're going to be seeing Cam going back for that tunnel.
Yeah, hopefully Wary able to re-stealth here. Did get caught out quite early in the game. Hopefully we're able to kind of make up for that. Oh, barely get caught by the third there, but it's absolutely fine. As we just see the vault come through, we don't actually take a damage state for it, which effectively allows us to go anywhere in the map that we want. We do make it back down towards 6. Now, this is the only pallet that we actually have to play around down here. Everything else has been completely dropped, but so far it doesn't really matter because we're playing around the killer's power very, very effectively. We'll be heading towards the window instead on Shaq, and we are now out of resources down here. We need to leave and go up towards 9, which I think we're trying to do right now. We're trying to make our way up towards the tractor here, and we'll be able to use this gold pallet for free.
Yeah, and these generators are climbing in progress right now. We have another one just about ready to pop, and one also underway at about 75%. So we're going to be down to 1 generator here, it looks like, for this tunnel out, which is actually not too bad of a state to be in, but they do have 2 injuries, which could be pretty bad towards the back of this game. So Enlighten and Boost, I'm pretty sure, is the double on this generator that's about to proc, so they're definitely going to want to be able to try and re-stealth here, but I'm pretty sure we're going to see the Ghoul most likely be able to catch someone out here, but they get a successful stealth and a bit of a reset. They're in a pretty good spot.
And speaking of that, we did just hit the win con. We are down to 1 generator left, so that is going to be the first set going towards Forsaken. We are currently up 1-0, hoping to cause some damage in the next set, but we are going to try and play this out, see if we can get some outs. Claudette vaulting right into the killer, goes for a fake as well, which does end up working, but we see the down coming very, very soon after. As a reset occurs in the background, we do see Boosted back towards healthy, and I would assume Enlightened is not too far away either. So we still do have our 2 assumedly healthies to play around as we said. No, actually, we've just gone straight onto the gen with teamwork. But we're going to see Boosted reset with the med kit. Sorry, it wasn't actually a team reset, it was a med kit reset.
Yeah, really nicely played there. Really well-timed medkit heal as well, considering every survivor was actually injured, effectively saving a lot of time there. As going to be seeing a tag come through in a line, but not quite going to be able to latch onto them, but we'll be able to get that window vault, as we're going to be seeing Light trying to play around this car tile filler right now. As they're going to be trying to see if they can whip their way around the corner, but not quite going to be able to get into a good spot to try and get a body block off there. And you got a decent amount of pallets to play around here, as they're just going to take that deep wound proc, kind of get away from that generator that might be potentially being worked on there. And now Boosted just doing a nice job here stealthing around this generator, as they're doing a classic 2-1 split, and stealth in this situation is so important.
Yeah, I mean, in this situation, if we get down to a 2v1, the chances of us finishing a gen are very, very low. But with all 3 of us still alive, we have a pretty decent split that we can play around. And if this can last for another 10 seconds, we can force some damage on a double. But no, we see the down coming in onto Enlightened, and actually sees that a double was occurring. We are seeing the Claudette run to a bit of a safer position. Boosted still moving ahead on this gen, forcing the killer to come over, use our kick, get eruption value, and we do see that's going to be another Scourge Hook as well. Boosted in quite a precarious situation here, as he's the only one who hasn't been hooked, which means he's the only one who hasn't given up a Scourge Hook as well. And we actually see the Claudette close to this area. Oh, looks like we might have lagged out. Okay.
No, so the game is definitely still going, I'm pretty sure, as I actually can... Hold on, I'm actually a bit of pull.
Demo could possibly occur as well, so we will see that later if Forsaken drop this set or get a tie instead. But we are going to see our Billy gameplay look towards the bot side of the map. We try and find someone stealthing around the corner. That would have been sick if someone was there, but not today. We won't be getting any free downs. We are really looking for a stealth out of position here. I think we're trying to find someone who hasn't commed with their team properly. However, it looks like we've seen pretty much everyone has crossed to the other side of the map, as we see Claudette on a single gen, Enlightened on a single as well, and we also have a double with Wary and Booster. They are smashing out that gen. Actually, it might be a triple. It's a bit hard to tell because they are smashing out that generator. Oh no, we are on a single by ourselves. We just started a little bit earlier. Oh, Enlightened though, out of position. It gets a little bit destroyed there. We take a very, very quick down. Wasn't actually too sure where the killer was coming from, and gave a very, very quick down there. That is going to be not the best start to the game. Wary and Boosted still smashing out their own generator. The double is pumping along. Boosted doesn't have too many options of where to go here. We are a little bit out of position. We actually take the down as well. This is effectively the perfect start for Hermes here, able to get 2 downs in a very short time frame. Did get out stealth, but was able to actually stop the 10 gen, 9 gen, 9 gen from being, oh no, this is 3 gen from being progressed. So a really, really good start there from Hermes. The only thing that could really beat that was a cross map here, but hopefully for the survivors that doesn't end up happening, as we see Wary will be taking the next chase towards bot mid, and we actually get a drop there. This doesn't quite break, which is probably a little bit of a blessing in disguise for us, as we can continue to play around. It did buy us a few extra seconds, as we see the first gen does proc in the background. And we're going to see our Claudette here. You notice that I haven't said their name because I don't know how to say it. It's just a bunch of letters. But we see the Claudette taking the chase up towards 1. We do return back towards Boosted here, who is sitting towards 2nd. And we have a lot of action to play around right now. We could just kind of sitting at 3, but we are forcing Boosted towards 2nd. There's really nothing that the survivors can do. It'd be pretty crazy to be stealthing right there. We are just going to see our Claudette here does get on a gen in the background. We'll be pushing the game towards its conclusion. We actually have 3 singles at the moment going. We see the Claudette does rotate over towards Boosted, but Boosted is now on 2nd. We do have an accessible tunnel out here. Won't give us an extra set of dying light, but that's absolutely fine. Pushing the game towards a 3v1 earlier is the most important thing that you can do here. Hermes smashing their way back towards top mid. Will be looking for Boosted here. We need to force out this 3v1, and Boosted, a very, very strong player. Great to get rid of early if you can. Didn't have the best chase before, but also didn't really have many resources, so there really wasn't much he could do there. But now we do have access to resources, so hopefully we can see Boosted juice up, and that's exactly what happened. It looks like he's blasting away. That may have been a smash hit. I actually couldn't quite tell. We'll get the spectator to rotate over towards Survivor if that's cool. And that was smash hit. We actually get to look at these builds as well, and for the people as well being tunneled out early, that is pretty much the situation you really don't want. And we swing through and don't hit either. We have forced a lot of time into this chase, and we try and cut Boosted off here, but is still able to make it to a resource. Not a great one, but it's fine because we get the stun again. Don't get access to smash hit this time, but it's absolutely fine because we get to play around 6. We try to leave early, and that was a very, very ambitious leave, but it won't end up working in our favor as we see the down come through, and we are going to look towards another chase down near 6 as we go back towards Boosted. So we've put ourselves into a very, very strong position here. Boosted able to come back somewhat. We were able to play down a lot of action towards the left side of the map, and swinging through that bus really gave us a lot of value. The early leave was interesting. We tried to make something a bit wacky work, but we couldn't quite scramble away in time, and we saw the down. But a strong 3v1 in this scenario. We could be fighting for a 4k1 here, but we set ourselves up in a pretty good situation where we see the Claudette will be taking the chase at 1. We do see a stun does come through, no more smash hit as it's already been used on Boosted, and I'd love to get another rotation on the survivors so we can actually talk about what types of builds they took. We do see, oh, okay, that's just a go-to build, like Lythan, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that's always going to be a very, very strong build, and we actually see a nice stealth here as well. Stealth down near 6, but holy shit, we get caught anyway. There's no way we're hitting that, bro, okay. So we've hit the wall instead. However, I don't really think it matters too much considering we do have our insta-down power, and we've stunned the killer, blinded the killer, and we'll be making our way towards the other side of Shack. We try and actually get a rampage on the inside. Does not end up working in our favor, bro. So we are going to see the chainsaw up towards the mid side of the map. We do continue to chase on some lightning here. We have run out of resources, but we don't have access to anything free, so we do take the down already used by Wary before, and that will be the 2 survivors left alive as Enlighten sits on the ground. We do see another chase on the Claudette in the background. We also have another pretty decent build here. Urban and Sprint Burst. Urban used quite effectively against Billy. Oh, Claudette, though, with the slow reaction times there. Almost got it cooked, but we were going to get away from that one as we take the chase in towards main. It's very unlikely we see the down here as we rotate it around. My God, we hit in the corner, and it actually ended up working in our favor as we go for the early vault there. Does get us out just in time as we see the rotate back towards 6, and we're going to see Enlightened possibly get back into a chase quickly. Wary must be nearby. Most likely has rotated away from this area, though. Bamboozle will also give us the down here. Enlighten making the right choice, going down into 6, will be ready to be taken down. But fortunately, I won't have to solo cast this game anymore. Peaches, please, God, take over.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. Man, you sound out of breath. This must have been quite the intense game. I got caught up. Hermes looks like he's absolutely on a rampage right here. Seeing the death of Bushes, seeing the second hook onto Enlighten in the basement. A great position to be in, especially with the, oh, we see the 5th and final gen pop out as well. I haven't had a chance to look around the map yet, but so far in a great spot. That is a fresh hook survivor. And oh no, he got the little glitch. You cannot see Sky Billy anymore. Anytime you try to roll off the hill or off of a high elevation, you will get caught in your place and you have to cancel your saw. But we do still find Weary in this corner, trying to pull the killer away from the active gates, trying to get at least one survivor out of the gate, especially since this is a fresh hook survivor. It is needed to get them out of the gate and make it a very difficult win con for Forsaken. But look at that. The Claudette is making their way all the way into basement. They get the unhook onto the Enlightened, but I don't know if that's exactly the play, because if they get time this right, they get the saw onto the Claudette, and now this will be the final chase, making this a 4K0. What could have been 2 outs out the door, possibly a 6 to 8 stage game, is now a 4K0, unless Enlightened can somehow make it to this corner at 11 and get a pickup of some sort. But no, Hermes gets a nice tag onto Enlightened, and that will be it, unless there are some other second chance perks on Weary or the Claudette. I'm sorry, I have no clue how to pronounce that name, so I'm gonna go by the Claudette. No, there are no second chance perks, so this will be a 4K0 in favor of Nyx. What an explosive set, especially with what looked to be kind of a rough start. Like I said, seeing all 5 gens and not too many hook stages on the board. Very, very incredibly well played by Hermes. I can see why you were out of breath, Mr. Star, because holy crap, what an end game.
Something to note as well is we do actually have both the Claudette, well, it's funny, I said the Claudette as well because I also couldn't say her name. The Claudette and Wary as well, both on first hook here. So if we let Wary bleed out, which we're up almost halfway, so we still have about 2 minutes on the timer. If we let Wary bleed out, then that is going to be a minus, I think it's a -2 or a -1 hook state. That's going to be huge for us. That's something that we can fight around. So if Wary can actually stealth here for another 2 minutes, which is probably moderately likely, we can get away with a few extra stages. So we are fighting for a 10 stage here. I think it's 10 or 11. Which will give us a little bit more leeway in the late game. But we are going to see Hermes looking around pretty frantically. We knew that where he was around 11 where we last looked. We actually were generally in the right spot. However, we should have been looking more towards mid-map. I think Hermes is pretty much in the right mind frame where we're looking edge map to see whether we can find them. However, sometimes the best thing is to just kind of come in maybe 5-10 meters, and that really can be enough. Because the Billy is just smashing through the middle of the map. If you can be in the middle of the map and you're not properly listening for the down survivor, you might completely just go right over them and you might miss them. But Wary, down to about 60 seconds now. We have gone towards edge map. We have gone to where was already checked. We might get the win here.
I cannot believe it. Wary actually might be able to stealth this out. Wait, Herms is going to the corner. They know this is the last spot that they looked. Wait, they're not looking deep enough. Wait. Okay, now they found the first second there. We get the Mori. I thought we were going to check the corner and be like, oh, yeah, no, they're not there. But then we do a double take and like, wait a minute. they on the killer for Forsaken, and we got it looks like the similar lineup. And oh, hey, Boosted actually didn't get the same glitches we saw before. Like so we saw before, Hermes going to the Sky Billy off the top and immediately finding out our survivor. What an insane game sense. There was a little glitch going off the hill when you go into the blue saw, but we did not see it this time. So going into our first chase onto Lyrael with toward the 6th side of the map. Not too much resource around here. Doing a lot of jigging. Boosted what kind of padding was that? Kind of lost the light rail for a second there. We see the scratch marks, but no body to be found. And yes, we do find them once again over here at the TNL. But very, very good padding. Oh, not quite as good as we do see Boosted take the saw and put it right into them. And that is the down. And we will take this basement hook and in this bottom side the regen. This is a great start. It was a really good chase, but this is a fantastic start for Boosted, if I do say so myself, Starzy.
Yeah, I mean, Boosted, pretty well known for being a carry among mid teams, just generally a good player in almost every game that they played, and really showing no difference here. Boosted off to quite a strong start. Was able to get the down a little bit quicker than we saw in our vice versa game when Forsaken were on Survivor. We did see a down onto the line who was a bit out of position. However, this game, we saw Lyriel had a bit more time to react, still took the down anyway, so Boosted off to a great start. We do see the next chase will occur onto Cam here, looking for a free down, does not end up occurring. We do see the stun happens onto Boosted, and Cam looking for a chase near 11 here. We see the chase also rotate down towards 10. We'll see an early drop as well. We are just dragging out for time as the survivors try and re-rotate back to the gens that they were on originally. We also see a Call of Brian proc in the background, so we know that someone's on 12. We almost rotated to it, but we see Cam does take the down, and we are looking towards 12 now. We're going to get our Eruption and Call of Brian value. We see someone stealthing here, very, very out of position. We go for a free body block, which is going to occur. We're most likely going to see the down here, which just need a little bit of time. We really juiced by Hermes.
Very, very well played. This is exactly what you need. Holy, because not a single gen has popped yet. I don't know if there's too much pressure on the map, and we go greed that pallet. We do not drop it quite yet. Hermes having to greed all the resources around here. There's not too much around here. We did get the M1 earlier, so Boosted might opt for the M1 this time around, and oh, just barely getting the shotgun blast through the pallet stun, and we will take this pickup onto Hermes. And we do see the first gen pop in the background, but we do have 2 injured survivors, one being reset. But man, this is what a turn of events. Boosted probably gonna look around the 10 and 9 side, as that's where we saw a lot of progress. Yes, we do see a lot of progress on this Hill Gen 10, I guess Hill Gen 11, whatever you want to call it, applying the Eruption and the Call of Brian. So looking around the map, it looks like, I'm not really sure where Boosted will want to set up. Oh my gosh, we just almost sniped Lyriel, barely making it into Shack before seeing the Chainsaw Man driving, almost did drive by on them, but passed it by and continue the chase over to 5. No, we decide to leave him. Although, oh no, they are still there. Holy crap, I need to get my eyes checked. This is definitely a good chase to get him sliding off the cars. Oh my gosh, took full advantage of the Sin cars, and we do get a slide in down onto there, and might go for a middle hook to better patrol the generators and make it harder for the survivors to get the unhook. As in basement, of course, is always going to be difficult regardless, but there's so many angles that you could take this from. You could be at 1 and get a snipe from 6. I don't know, the crazy control that Boosted has right now. He's in a very dominant position, and if they did get the unhook in time, we applied the Call of Brian, no eruption on that Hill Gen, but now this is where things really get dangerous. Lyriel has to last quite a long while, or just can't get found, because turn this into a 3v1 at 3 gens remaining, excuse me, is not going to be fun, Sarby.
No, my god, it's really not. Especially, this pink card, but it's okay, because we actually wasted a little bit of time there. We're going to see Lyriel make a few more meters, still does take the down here. We'll actually be going back towards mid-map, which will kind of cancel out the time a little bit. Survivors... Oh, team, we've lost the stream. Green Dean, give me the stream back, thank you. But so okay, so we actually saw Wolf go down there. However, it doesn't matter because we saw the gen get procced. So that is going to be one step closer towards the finish line for Nyx here. Making some pretty good progress, actually. Oh, no, but we've been completely destroyed. We're going down here. We're going down. No, there's nowhere we can go. It doesn't really matter. We see Cam does go down there. That is not a good spot to stealth because you can get very easily body blocked. And we found our last survivor as well. We have found Hermes. We're most likely going to see the rotation to res Wolf here if they made their way towards mid. But it actually doesn't look like it because we see Hermes doesn't get the rotate and will be taking the last chase here as we see a pallet gets broken right behind them. All we need is an M1 and it comes through now as we get down to as well. Oh, smash hit. Would have been huge value there, but we are going to see the down onto Hermes. Now, I would say that the bleed outs matter, but in this case, they don't because we still have 2 gens to go, so there's nothing that can be done for our survivors here. So we aren't going to make you watch a couple of minutes of bleed outs. We are just going to go straight to an intermission where we are actually going to be going into the next series. We are going to be seeing, if I get my step to that, we are going to be seeing Lyrics Marine and Flatline with a Lich by Flatline, Dark Lord by Lyrics Marine, and a Tiebreaker of Mastermind if we get there. So make sure to stick around. Hopefully it'll only take a few minutes and we'll be back right with you.